Cindy Birkeland here with cindybirkeland.com, and welcome back to the channel. And we have been talking about our Boss Babe series, and I've got my ultimate boss babe, Jenann Logan, with me. And I wanted her on the channel and basically to talk about what she's up to. So you're currently a flight attendant for your full-time job,
Yep.
but she's also running for State Assembly District 8 and total boss babe on the move. And I just wanted you to share, like, you know, we've got the upcoming election and you made it through the primaries.
Yes.
And you're doing great. Numbers show you're just killing it. But I don't want anybody to lay down on this. And I want you to explain what part of town you're at here in Las Vegas. And I really want to talk about what's important to you and why we should vote for you, because I really like what you've been about. And when I met you, I was like, man, this girl, I saw your signs all over. But when I met you, I'm like, I just love her. So we've gotten to be really good friends. And I just really want to support Jenann. So Jenann, tell us exactly where in town you're at, you know, so those that know they can vote for you. And then what your platform is.
All right. So once again, I am Jenann Logan, and I am running for Assembly District 8, and that is the lower southwest corner of Las Vegas. So if you know where Rhodes Ranch is, that's Durango. That is the farthest that I go west. We go south all the way down to the mountain's edge, which is that blue diamond.
Okay.
And with the redistricting, it gets a little funny because that's only to Rainbow.
Okay.
Then it goes all the way back down to Cactus. Then we puzzle piece. It's a little zigzag all the way over on that Silverado side where South Point is. So we get the Silverton, but not the South Point. And then we go all the way up to the 215.
So you've got a fairly large area because there's a lot of housing in there, a lot of housing tracts.
Yes, a lot of housing, and it's about 18 square miles.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So now I really want to hear, like, your platform, because this is where it gets really, really good. I like, you know, when you and I first talked, you know, you went through it as a flight attendant, what you guys were going through with the whole COVID thing. So share a little bit about what got you prompted to run and all these other things.
Definitely. So again, I'm a flight attendant. And I've been a flight attendant for, you know, December will be 17 years that I've had my wings and I've been in the air. My children still don't know what celebrating a holiday on the actual holiday is, because that's just not what we do. Usually I'm working. Yeah. So we learned how to take those holidays and move them, and we make it work for us. Well, unfortunately, when COVID hit, a lot of families, they had to learn how to adjust. My kids adjusted pretty well. But when it came to our jobs were actually in jeopardy because as government contractors, all of a sudden, a lot of us, pilots, flight attendants, a lot of crew members, people on the ground, people that work your tickets, people that throw your bags, we were faced with, are we going to keep our job? Or are we going to comply with what our government is asking of us to do with our own body?
Which was get vaccinated.
Which was get vaccinated. And that could be against medical reasons, against religious reasons, against reasons that it's just experimental and you're not really sure if that's what's right for you or your family.
Right.
So a lot of us got together and we decided, you know what? It's not right for us, and we were willing to walk away. Well, it just built and built and built, and then all of a sudden, with medicalfreedomact.org, they created a framework, and they decided, you know what? Let's legislate. Let's legislate for not just people that fly. Let's legislate for all of America, all Americans. Let's try to put this into every single state. Let's get people in legislation at a lower level, which would be your House and your Assembly, and let's try to create a bill, a law to protect the everyday American. So that's why I'm here. I'm running for State Assembly 8. That's where I live. So, you know, that's where I had to go. That's where, please vote for me in 8 if you live there. But I want to introduce that legislation, let it be heard, hopefully pass a bill so that everyone in our state is protected, so that your employer and the government don't make those choices for you. You get to make those choices.
Well, and, you know, I was in a constant state of shock.
Yes.
Like, that this could even happen.
Yeah.
You know, we live in America, like the land of the free. What I didn't see was the home of the brave.
Right.
And where were all of our legislators and all of our people in government standing for us?
Right.
What I saw is them working against us. And whatever happened to, someone in our government, you're supposed to be our servant. You're there to serve the people, not a servant like you're our slave.
Right.
A servant as in you serve the people. We elected you to serve us. So I really feel like with what happened with COVID, we kind of poked a bear. And we made a lot of people very, very angry. And so I just want to say thank you for serving us and running. And this is not easy. You have a great life, right?
I did.
You have a great life.
I do.
Your husband's
Yes.
a pilot, right?
Yes.
You guys have a fantastic life. When you have your time off, I heard your stories, the things you guys do for fun. And here you are now running for office, which is not always fun.
It's you know what? I have met amazing people. For instance, I met you. I don't know where our paths would have actually crossed otherwise.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely blessed in that aspect for meeting some amazing people like yourself. But it's hard. I did not know what I was getting into, how many sleepless nights I would start having. My brain never stops. My husband has never met this person before because all I do is work. It is a civic duty to stand up for freedom and liberty and protect our country and protect those persons who need to be protected. Honestly, if we don't stand up for our freedoms,
who will?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Who will? And I want to teach my children there are things in this world worth standing up for. And by my actions, I am literally showing them. And I have 3 that are mine, 2 that are my stepdaughters. And I want to show all of them that I have beliefs that I believe in, and I'm willing to sacrifice everything for those beliefs.
Right. And it just feels like that's kind of being lost. So I'm so excited about you. And I have met some really, really great candidates. And this is why I have so many great people on the podcast, because I'm like, I do want the people that are standing for our freedoms to be heard and to get out there, and for people to see that, there are some of us that really care.
Yes.
And it's not just about what we can glean from being in office. Like, I've been so disappointed with the leadership, or I should say lack thereof.
Right.
What's going on in our local governments and our state government here in Nevada. And I'm really excited about what you had to say, because you and I have the same belief systems, like less government involvement.
Yes.
I can make choices. I'm perfectly capable of making choices for my own children and my own body. I don't need anybody else telling me what to do. I am very, very intelligent, and I can do that. And really, everybody else is. We don't need more government overreach telling us what to do.
True. You do not need your employer, and you do not need the government telling you what to do with your body and your children's body. That is complete government overreach.
Right.
Yes.
So I like what you had to say about passing a bill and, getting in there. And there needs to be enough of you on the same page.
Yes.
What we've seen in our state assembly is stuff that's getting pushed through. And I'm like, are they even voting on this stuff? Because there's no way this could have been voted in. This was just done under our noses. Like, whatever happened to the people agreeing on things that are being legislated? How is this happening?
And honestly, I don't know, which is why I am so excited for the candidates on this election. We have everyday, normal human beings who are actually stepping up to run. You have Dr. John Petrick,
yes,
who is a doctor here in town, who wants to show his daughter that, you know what, things that are going on are wrong, and he stepped up. We have Leo for Nevada, who is a bus driver here, and he stepped up. Tina Brown has stepped up. She's got 2 young girls. She believes in the education system and having CCSD actually, we're 49.
We need to bring that.
We really do. We got
need to bring that under control. That needs to be dismantled and broken up. I think we have the largest school district in the nation.
Yes, I do believe that is a true statement. If it's not the largest, it's the second largest, but it is amazingly large. It needs to be audited.
Yeah.
I want to say the numbers are right at 34.8 or right about there as what we spend in our Nevada budget on our school and our children, and we're failing them.
We're in last place in the
yep,
nation.
we are, and a bulk of our money goes there.
Right. Well, and two, what you stand for too is really getting the federal government out of our backyard. I mean, do we really need the federal government in our education system? So that needs to be defunded, our federal education program, and give the power back to the parents.
Yes, and the education savings accounts that were passed, that was a bill that was passed, I do believe 2014, 2015, unfortunately, they were never funded. We need those funded. That way, parents actually are able to take the money and decide where their child goes to school, what they learn, or if they want to do a micro school, if they want to homeschool, how they're taught, where they're taught. That money needs to follow the child. Those ESAs, education savings accounts, is already passed. They just need to be funded.
Well, and it was frustrating for me as a parent. I've been a single parent for a long time, and when my son and my youngest daughter now were in grade school, that was all going about, and it was like I literally I pay taxes on my house.
Yep.
And I had to pull my kids out of the public school system. I'm like, I cannot have my kids taught. Like, my kids are not learning anything. And I put them in private school, and it was the hardest thing to keep them both in private school on my income by myself. My family helped out, and to keep them in private school as long as I did was like a miracle. But it was so frustrating for me. Like, I have tax dollars that I'm paying for public school that my kids are not going to.
Correct.
And I could be using this money for their private school education, because I'm like, I had to do something on my own. I could not believe the lack of education my kids were getting.
And we need to, when the children actually graduate at 18, let's make them productive citizens of our state. Let's give them the technical skills necessary so that maybe college isn't right for you. College was not right for my 18-year-old son. Last one out of the house, thank goodness. Like, love him to death, but college wasn't for him.
My son as well.
Yeah, he went to HVAC school. 4 months later, only 2 out of 15 graduated in his class. He was one of them, and he works for a prominent, heating and air school.
But we need the trades.
We do. We need the trades.
And there's not enough. We took all the trades out of
CCSD, correct.
And then my daughter, my youngest, is still in high school, and there's no home ec anymore.
Yes.
And I couldn't believe it, because she's really wanting to get into fashion, and there was nothing for her for sewing or anything. Like, there's nothing. And I'm like, my God, when I was in junior high and high school, that was an elective that we all took to learn how to cook and just to have, it was a fun class. We learned how to sew, cook. We learned how to do all
everybody
kinds of
made the
things.
same, like, refrigerator cookies or something.
And now that's gone.
Yes.
And what were we thinking taking it out? There's a whole group of kids that have been underserved because they want to take a different path.
Yes. I agree. And if we work with technical schools and maybe the carpenters union or some of the culinary unions to actually bring that back into the high school setting, maybe when they graduate, they're ready to go directly into the workforce. They have the skills needed. They're already giving back to the community.
Right. And I have a girlfriend that I know we could get involved in this. Her name's Maria Novello, and she's got a school for the trades.
Very good.
And, a lot of times she serves underserved youth. Like, she'll take care of kids that would have never had the opportunity to get into college, but she has a trade school. So, these kids are learning a trade, and then they're out into the workforce doing a great job, but they needed to learn how to do this to be a successful citizen.
Right. Yes. And giving back to the community.
Absolutely.
That means that you're not one of the statistics that's on DEETR or the, receiving assistance. You're literally going out there, making a way, making mom and dad proud, making yourself proud. You're standing on your own 2 feet. That's amazing.
Well, and there's just so many jobs that are available out there, but nobody has the skills to do them. Mm-hmm. So I know, plumbing companies,
yes,
electrician companies. I know, my son was at an electrical company and they desperately need employees at all times. And there's just not enough people that know the trade.
Right.
So, so tell me, what other platform do you think we need to know that you're really working on, that's really you're passionate about?
Well, we also need to uphold the Second Amendment. So definitely you have the ability to be armed, protect your family, your property, and yourself. And I think that keeping the ability to uphold the Second Amendment is 100% viable. I do believe we need to back the boys in blue.
Yep.
We need to respect our military. We need to, again, with the vaccine mandate, the one bullet point 20, I do believe it is, it makes sure that they are not experimented on. They actually will not be reprimanded from a higher ranking official in the event that they go to show up and they bait and switch them on the vaccine that they're given. So exactly.
Oh,
and that's the thing that is actually happening. They're being told, hey, you go show up and you're going to get XYZ vaccine. And then next thing you know, it's actually not the one that was approved by the actual FDA.
I could not imagine having to do something like that.
Correct.
To keep a job.
Yes.
In my industry, I helped a lot of people being in the financial services industry that said, you know what, I'm not doing this to keep my job. And, we got their money straightened around so they could retire. But not everybody's in that situation.
Right.
What if you're 20, 30 years from retirement?
Yes.
So this is so important and critical in this next election cycle that we get this thing straight. So I just wanted you on so people could get to know you.
Yes.
So Jenann Logan, State Assembly 8. Please vote for Jenann. She's got all the tickets. She checks all the boxes, guys. So if this conversation is interested in you and you want to learn more, how do we get a hold of you?
Yes, please do. Please go to my website, electlogan4nv.com. Again, that's electlogan, the number 4nv.com.
So thanks for joining in, CindyBerkland.com.
Cindy Berkland here. Just wanted to say thank you for watching the channel. And if you want more content, just need you to click right here. And don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, clicking right here. If any of these conversations have interested you, please get a hold of us at CindyBerkland.com, or you can reach me at CindyBerkland@gmail.com. Thanks again for watching.